Putting a little bit of oil in before I put my fatty bacon in, so it doesn't stick. Exactly. It will create its own fat in a moment, but not right at first.
I was thinking it was for traction or something.
And what are we doing? This is sauteing the bacon, but what also are we doing? It starts with an R. Rendering the fat out. Correctamundo. When you notice I don't have it on a blazing high heat, I have it on about a medium heat. Seems to be doing just fine. And you will find your bacon cooks faster if left in the fat. And what we're looking for is for it to turn a medium brown to where the fat is starting to turn golden brown and the lean has already been there.
I expect that to be in a webcam. And cast it around 9:30 tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, just let me know the email address I need to get onto it.
Gonna have a busy night, I guess.
Now you don't have to do this, but I like to do it. I put my bay leaves right in with my fat because it will season. They will flavor the oil. Okay, about a cup of celery. And now we're gonna get rough on this one. I'm not sure. Since we've got layers of carrots and onions, we're going digging for buried treasure. And then about a cup each of carrots and celery. Carrots and onions, excuse me. There we go. That looks like about 2 cups. A little bit of white wine to deglaze the pan. Bring it up before I add my tomato product. Back on the heat. I just wanted to make sure we got all the bacon grease evenly dispersed in the fresh vegetables before I go and deglaze it. No. I'm cooking them till they just get nice and hot and not browning. You don't necessarily need or want them to brown. You could, that would give you a different flavor base. Okay, so you're going, why is he just pouring it into a cup? He's not measuring it. Well, this is 16 ounces. So if half is 8, then half of half is 4 ounces of white wine. You will find that I mean, when I seasoned, did I measure my seasonings? You will find that in a lot of our cooking, if you get real close with your roughness, I mean, you want to stick to your pretty close to your proportions for your roux and butter, definitely, because otherwise you won't have the right consistency. I mean, but if you're a 1/4 of an ounce off on either one,
If you know what you're doing.
baking is a precise methodology, most definitely. Okay, now I'm gonna add, this is a 4-ounce ladle, so I'm gonna add a 1, a 2, 1 cup of tomato, well, let's go 1.5 cups. 1.5 cups of diced tomatoes. Oh, and a tip, whenever you're cleaning off your ladles and using the power wash, hold it like this and tip it just a little bit and hit the bottom and it'll shoot up. If you do this, you're going to be wearing it. You don't do that more than a couple times, hopefully. A 1, a 2. So 3 parts tomato, diced tomatoes, to 2 parts of our tomato puree, or paste as somebody thinks it is, which it isn't, but we're close enough.
To turn that into paste, you would just reduce it?
Yeah, we would reduce it. Now, this is going to need, see, it's still fairly thick. Pretty thick. See, I can. So, we want it to simmer so that all the flavors can mariage. At this point, we would either add water or a stock. Now, obviously, we don't have to worry about adding a meat stock because we already have bacon on it, so it's not going to be vegetarian. If it were going to be vegetarian, either a vegetable stock or water at that point. But since we already have bacon in it, it's definitely not going to be vegetarian. So probably a chicken stock would be our lightest and most simple flavor. And since it's a little bit of wine that's going to be in there anyways, and about a cup of stock.
What kind of stock is that?
Chicken. 1 cup cheeky stock. Now you see how the texture has. And basically what we're going to do, we're just going to slow reduce this. Bring it up to a simmer again, slow reduce it back to almost the consistency where we were. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to strain half of it. The other half I'm going to puree, then strain, and I'll show you the 2 differences.